round one of the playoffs is over, or almost over. We got a couple game sevens to still see, but it's pretty much over, and my bracket feels that way too. Time to take a look at what's going on here. You know, Thursday was rough for me. I think three teams that I had winning the series lost in game six, and one team that I had winning they also lost, but they're headed to game seven. So, not looking too good there. We're going to start out with the NBA side and then get into the NHL, where I'll probably go into more detail because I watch a lot more hockey than I do basketball. Alrighty. On the NBA side, um, we got the Thunder and the Suns called the sweep. I'm living in Phoenix. I knew that the better environmental team is gonna get it done, and I've got them going all the way. The Lakers took down the Rockets. I had them in seven. They got it done in six. That I think was maybe the best, most exciting close series that we saw. And yeah, the Nuggets, Timberwolves. I had the Nuggets doing well. They did not do well. But man, the Timberwolves showed that they can win games even without their stars on the court. They also showed though that home court advantage can be huge. You know, I I saw that they had some pretty nice odds to win on game five, and so I was planning on hedging that bet, but they never went ahead and lost it. But then they come out and dominate in game six. The Spurs and the Trailblazers, and I don't know if the Spurs were not as good as people thought, or if the Blazers were just far better. But either way, it shows like a lot of these series that the little guys can hang around and keep things interesting. They did do it in five, but it did not feel like it was only a 5 game series. I am excited to see them face the Timberwolves. I think it'll be interesting seeing Gobert face up against Wemby and see what them two French guys have taught each other. Pistons versus the Magic. That one still up for grabs. The worst odds to ever win for a number one seed is the Pistons, and they're showing exactly why. They're going against the Orlando Magic. I don't think anybody had winning this series, but Orlando might just get it done. I think whoever wins between the Cavs and the Raptors has a pretty good shot. Cavs and the Raptors, one of the more exciting series for sure. I really enjoyed that. I had the Cavs winning in five. Clearly, I underestimated the Raptors, but I can't wait to see who wins that last game. The Knicks Hawks, another fun, exciting, close series, ended in six. But yeah, the Hawks proved that they're still a little relevant and they can hang around. Celtics Sixers, man, this was the one game where my team lost, or my pick lost, not my team, but my pick lost on Thursday. But at least they are not eliminated like the three other teams. Yeah, and the Sixers, I almost did pick the Sixers, but then because of everybody else's choices on this website, I said, I gotta trust the Celtics. They're still good. They're gonna get the job done, and wow, maybe I should have picked the Sixers. Let me know in the comments below. I still got the Thunder going all the way. No matter who they face, the Timberwolves and Spurs, that's going to be a close series. And this Knicks versus whoever wins that up for grabs, that's going to be a good one too. Let's get into the NHL. Of course, Colorado and LA. I think that they showed that they are by far the best team in the West. I know, like, yeah, you could say they're playing the worst team, but they still felt dominant. Even when they were getting off to a slow start, they were still playing really sound defensively, and then they could explode at any moment and just take over a game, even if it was like late in the second. The Kings, I thought they were going to steal a couple games. They didn't, but that just goes to show maybe this current format is not what you should be doing, because now they're going to come out of a sweep facing a team that just played a hard 6 games that had some long overtime. And Yeah, that Minnesota Dallas. I hope that Minnesota wins the West now. I do like that team. I just like Dallas a little bit better. Not like their roster, but just their fans, their environment, their fun players who I like. Not that I like thought that they were better necessarily, but I thought that they would have done better at 5-on-5 than they did. But yeah, very defensive series. I'm excited to see Minnesota what they can do against Colorado, but I am not expecting much out of them, especially after that 6-game series versus the extra days of rest that Colorado got. I saying Colorado really proved that they are the best in the West. Vegas versus Utah. I'll actually talk about this one later, but I unfortunate that Vegas won. The Oilers and the Ducks, man. When the team got healthy right before the playoffs, I thought, geez, they are gonna do it. They couldn't get it done though. Anaheim is gaining some valuable experience. I hope that the Ducks can take down the Knights. Let's go, Ducks. Come on, get the job done. Buffalo versus Boston. Man, this one, the Sabres really just got off the slower starts than they needed to. They, like that first game, that was electric. I could not imagine being in Buffalo there. That would have been so sick. Where they made the comeback in the third period, down two, get the job done. I do think that they need to stick to their game and just put up tons of shots on net in order to beat whoever they play next because those next two teams, oh man, they're going to be tough and they're going to need to score a lot of goals to get it done. As I was saying, Buffalo and Colorado, the difference between the two teams is when Colorado gets out to a slow start, they play still good defensively. Buffalo, it felt like when they were getting out to a slow start, Boston would just dominate completely. Alrighty. Montreal and Tampa Bay. This is our only game 7 of the NHL, and it is going to be a good one. Two of my favorite teams to watch, but you got a big question here for Montreal is if they advance, is Dobish going to be able to carry them further? We know that if Tampa Bay does, that Vasilevsky can steal games, and he's even shown it here. The bright spot for the team, having a bounce back year. Uh, and yeah, I have really enjoyed this. The Habs have showed, hey, we're still young, but we are going to dominate. We're going to get into it. We can hang with the physicality of Tampa Bay, and I'm excited to watch this game play out. Game 7. Can't wait to see it. Carolina and Ottawa. The Hurricanes showed, man, they can win long, slow, tough games that just go so long and are low scoring. This is one of the reasons why I don't really enjoy watching them too much. But I was hopeful Ottawa would take a magical run and meet the Bruins, or not the Bruins, meet the Sabres in the conference final. That ended exactly opposite of what I was hoping for. Alrighty, we've got the Penguins and the Flyers. It ended up being exactly as I had predicted, except I did not see Philly coming out to a 3-0 lead. I think that they really needed to make the sweep there, especially because they were playing in such a physical series. That's a big rivalry, and there was definitely times where it felt like Pittsburgh was just trying to hurt them, and that is going to cost them big, especially when they're facing Carolina, who's coming off a sweep. Those extra 2 games where they're getting punched in the face left and right, high stick, getting bullied, all that. That is not going to be good going against Carolina. I know that they can shut down defensively and they can pick up and score goals. I think that's something that they didn't quite show against Pittsburgh is that they can just go off and score all the goals that they need. I loved this series that it was just so physical. They embraced the rivalry, which I honestly wasn't sure was going to happen on the two hockey teams. I know that the fans don't like each other, but I did not know that the guys on the ice really disliked each other as much as they did. They proved it, fought hard for their cities. I loved it. There were so many times where there was just the box was stacked up. Man, there was 11 in the box at one time, and Zegras scores a power play goal, goes to his box, taps it to celebrate. Then the rest of the guys come in and they celebrate in front of the Penguins penalty box where there's 6 dudes in the box, and it was hilarious, exciting, and I'm really excited to see those guys beat up on Carolina because I don't not like Carolina. Let's go Flyers! Come on. And I also reason why I saved the Vegas versus Utah series was because it felt very similar to that series. Man, very physical. The guys embraced it on the ice. The fans, oh, the fans. I don't know if there's a real such thing as a Vegas Golden Knights fan, especially after Utah proved that when they did the trade in the jerseys. And man, there was hundreds of people, almost 1,000 people in line at one point to trade in their Vegas jersey for a Mammoth jersey, and I love what the ownership is doing, how they're embracing everything. That would have been such an exciting game to go and be at. Unfortunately, those games are expensive, and I've got work, so couldn't be there. But I think, yeah, I think Colorado's going to dominate the West. We'll see what happens in the East. I like 3 out of the 4 teams a lot. I think they're very exciting, and I can't wait to see who wins the cup. Let me know who your new prediction is. Um, Hopefully, the winner of the West is Minnesota, but that's not looking too bright when they've got to go against a fresh Colorado team. Alrighty, have a good one. Enjoy the rest of this playoffs. Take care.